Recently, you've gotten a lot of praise just because of the defensive help that you've done with the infielders, Wilmer Flores, Daniel Murphy. What specifically have you done with them to help them bring them to the next level in terms of defensively?
Really just make them comfortable and doing reps, just working on some technique, but pretty much just staying on top of the game, identifying some of the weaknesses, try to strengthen them, and they usually come to me with things that they like to work on and get better at. So it's kind of a collegial atmosphere that we've created here, and these guys are self-motivated to work hard, so they do a lot of the the awareness of what parts of the game that they need to work on, and we work on it together.
The Mets lineup is an ever-changing, evolving lineup, it seems. How specifically do you manage to keep the players in terms of one day Murphy might be at second base, the next he's at first base? How do you keep them fresh in terms of rather than just maintenance? Yeah,
we just rotate them. On any given day, a player might take some grounders at second and do some turns at shortstop, then move over to first base. Maybe Daniel Murphy will go over to third base, take some grounders there. So he'll rotate around. Flores, he'll do some second, some short. Wright primarily will stay at third, and it's those guys that are versatile that will move around. Depending on what the lineup, who's pitching that day against us. If we have a right-hander, Johnson will be out there working at second base, trying to, because he might be in a lineup the day before. So there's a lot of bouncing around, but it's great because it keeps everybody fresh. It keeps everybody excited about being out on the field. It's something new. You don't know exactly when you're going to play it, but you're going to get a chance to play. And I think these guys respond well to that.
And you mentioned David Wright, of course. How managing his spinal stenosis hard is it in terms of making sure he can stay fresh as opposed to not doing too much so that he's still fresh in time for the game?
Well, I think when he talked to Don Mattingly out in L.A., that was a big help. I think Don talked to him about paring back the reps, not doing as much as maybe you've done in the past. He's really taken hold of that message, and from his therapist to himself, he's very intelligent, so he'll come up to me and say that's enough, or we're only going to do 10 ground balls today, or we're going to do 5 minutes worth, and that's going to be it. He pretty much lets us know when his body is come to the point that he's good for the game. It's not so much about how many reps he's going to get now, when is his body ready for to play the game, and as soon as his body's ready, he shuts it down and goes to something else.
And finally, Flores has really helped. Flores has essentially really developed into a premier defender now due to your help and whatnot. What specifically did you work on with him to really get him to this point where now you can really rely on him when there's a ground ball or a play to be made?
Well, Flo is always a good glove man, even in the minor leagues. He played second, he played third down there, he's played some short. So he's always had a decent glove. So it was mainly technique, trying to get him a little bit quicker, maybe on ground balls up the middle, go one-handed more. We watch film of other shortstops. We've done our homework on that aspect. So we just trying to get him to where the game is comfortable for him out there, and get him comfortable at short, get him comfortable at second, which he plays very well. Third base, I'm not worried about him at all. If he ever goes over there, he's played a ton of that, and he's played it well. Really, shortstop was the stretch position for him this year. I think he's come along and has done a great job for us. He's a guy that you can rely on out there, and can get the job done.